The 2025-26 season has been pretty strange. Strange things have been happening everywhere. Liverpool are having a horrible title defence despite a mega splurge in the summer. Lens are really pushing PSG for the League One title. Villarreal are in pole position to finish in the top 4 in La Liga while being one of the worst teams in the Champions League this campaign. It's all been so weird all round, but today we're not even focused on the top of the table. Why? Because even crazier things are happening at the bottom, and in this video you'll find out exactly what we mean. These are 7 big clubs we can't believe are battling relegation this season.
Every 4 years, time stands still, and a legacy is reborn. For the veterans who've cheered through every goal and every heartbreak, and for the rookies dreaming of their very first victory. Introducing the Goal 90 World Cup Collection. Engineered for the legends of today and the icons of tomorrow. Men's and kids' kits are now live. Wear the pride, own the moment. Goal 90. Passion has no age limit.
We'll start with Spurs. Following their 2-1 loss to Newcastle at home, the North London club now find themselves in 16th place in the Premier League, just 5 points above the relegation zone. And with the North London derby just around the corner, their situation could get even worse very soon. It's strange to see Tottenham in this position given their history, but with context, it's even more strange. First of all, they finished just 1 place above the drop zone last season, but considering their injury crisis, it was easy to explain it away. But of course, it was much easier to forgive because they broke their trophy drought by winning the Europa League in that same season. But the league performance was still so bad, so the club changed coaches and signed some new players, but it still feels like nothing has changed. They have now won just 1 of their last 11 Premier League games and have failed to win a league game at home since the 6th of December. Having now seen Leeds climb above them, the reality is that Spurs are now fully in a relegation battle. And it is so funny because they finished in the top 8 of the Champions League this season, with Vicario even keeping the most clean sheets of any goalkeeper in the competition so far. Just imagine the Europa League holders falling into the relegation zone while playing in the quarter-finals of the Champions League. How strange that would be. Anyway, if you think this is strange, just wait till you hear about Fiorentina. These guys are fully in the drop zone right now, and we just cannot believe our eyes here. We're talking about a team that finished 6th in the Serie A just last season. How they have fallen so much in just half a season is so astounding, but looking at the history of the club, this is even more shocking. Fiorentina were the first ever Italian club to reach the final of the Champions League, and there are only 4 teams in the history of Italian football who have played in more Serie A seasons than them. And this is not even just about things that happened decades ago. Fiorentina reached the final of the Conference League in 2023 and 2024, becoming the first team to reach consecutive finals in the competition's history. How a team that was this good only a couple seasons ago is now staring relegation in the eye is so mind-boggling. And considering they have won just 2 of their last 10 games, it's really not looking very good for them. The last time Fiorentina were relegated was back in 2002, and that was simply because the club got bankrupt and went into administration. But if nothing changes, and quickly too, they would be heading back down again in 2026. Now, remember who Fiorentina played in their first Conference League final? Yeah, West Ham. They too are staring relegation in the eye this season. Would you believe that? West Ham has a very rich history. It is one of just 8 clubs in the history of English football to have never fallen below the 2nd division. And including this season, they have spent 68 of their 100 seasons in the top flight. This season though, that place in the top flight looks like it's under serious threat. The last time the Hammers got relegated was in 2011, 15 years ago now. Since then, they have won a European trophy and played in major semi-finals, but they have just not been good enough this season. They're on their 3rd manager in this campaign, but have still not been able to climb out of the bottom 3. There's some hope as they seem to now be getting in their groove, having lost just 1 of their last 5 games, which includes games against Spurs, Chelsea, Sunderland and Man United. But the competition at the bottom of the Premier League table continues to grow stiffer by the day, so they'll have to do more if they want to survive the drop this season. Now, another big club we can't believe are battling relegation this season is Valencia. They're currently just 1 place and 1 point above the relegation zone in La Liga, which is a place we're just not used to seeing them in. We're talking about a club that has won 7 La Liga and 8 Copa del Rey titles, a club that has won 2 La Liga titles and reached 2 Champions League finals in this century, a club that reached a major final as recently as 2022. Valencia is certainly huge, but they have not been showing that this season. This massive club, which last got relegated 40 years ago, currently finds itself in a massive relegation fight, and looking at their current form, it's not looking very good for them. They've won just 2 of their last 10 La Liga games. If they continue like this, they might just end up kissing the top flight goodbye. Now, Sevilla are a few places above Valencia on the table, but they're still in a bit of a relegation scrap, seeing as they sit just 3 points above the drop zone. And honestly, it's insane that we're saying this about Sevilla of all clubs. We're talking about the most successful club in Europa League history here. Sevilla was last relegated 26 years ago, and since then, they have enjoyed a lot of success both in Spain and in Europe. But if they don't fix up, they could be going down this year. And considering they have won just 2 of their last 10 games, it feels like it is an actual possibility at this point in the season. And what's sad about their situation is that they have actually been flirting with relegation for some years now. 2 seasons ago, they finished just 8 points above the relegation zone, while last season they survived the drop by just 1 point. The Andalusian club has been playing with fire recently. We really hope it doesn't burn them this season. You know who else risks getting burned this season? Werder Bremen. For those who don't know about them, we'll tell you a bit. You see, Werder Bremen are tied with Bayern Munich for most seasons played in the history of the Bundesliga. In the all-time Bundesliga table, they have the 3rd most points behind only Bayern Munich and Borussia Dortmund. This is a mega club, a real German powerhouse. They won the Bundesliga as recently as 2004 and finished as runners-up in 2008. They then also went on to win the Europa League in 2009, but since then they have fallen so low. They got relegated to the 2nd division in 2021 for the first time in 41 years, but they might just make it twice in 5 years if they don't fix up this season. They're currently just 2 points above the automatic drop zone, and looking at their current form, just 2 wins in their last 15 games, there isn't much hope that they will survive this season. We'll now wrap up with Wolfsburg, another German giant. Since they gained promotion to the German top flight 29 years ago, they have not been relegated, but this season they might just go down. Since the 90s, Wolfsburg have grown to become real giants in the German game, winning the Bundesliga in 2009 and having a spectacular 2014-15 season where they could have completed the domestic treble. They won the DFB Pokal as well as the DFL Super Cup that year, but they fell short in the league, finishing 2nd to Bayern Munich. But the year is 2026, and just like Werder Bremen, they find themselves just 2 points off the automatic drop zone. With just 4 wins in their last 15 games, they're in a horrible run of form, and if it doesn't get better very soon, the best they'll get out of this season is a relegation playoff game, which is still horrible for a club their size. A quick honourable mention is Nottingham Forest. We know they just gained promotion back to the Premier League in 2022, so it's actually not crazy that they're where they are right now. But considering the season they had last time out, where they were in the top 4 of the Premier League for a large portion of the season, it's quite shocking to see that they're battling relegation already. It's been a very weird season for them, and the truth is that they actually might not survive the drop. At the very least, either Forest or West Ham will get relegated this season. As a matter of fact, looking at the way the tables are set up in the different European leagues right now, about 4 of the clubs we've named in this video will realistically get relegated from the top flight. Who do you think it's going to be? Tell us in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Also, turn on the bell notification so you never miss out on new content. Catch you in the next one. Bye.